support families, or you're a parent yourself, you've probably wrestled with the balance between promoting better sleep and preserving secure attachment. Many well-meaning professionals worry that supporting sleep might mean compromising responsiveness or overriding instinct. But what if you could confidently guide families to improve sleep while deepening their connection with their child? In this video, I'll share what most sleep coaches get wrong about attachment and sleep, and what you need to know to practice in a way that's grounded, holistic, and attachment aware. Stick around to the end, where I'll share a framework that's helped countless practitioners support families more effectively and ethically. I'm Lindsay, and with Emma, my colleague, I've trained over 700 professionals through the Holistic Sleep Coaching Program, supporting doulas, health visitors, IBCLCs, nannies, and parents to become confident, evidence-informed sleep coaches. My focus is helping practitioners navigate sleep support without compromising responsiveness, attachment, or their own values. So if you're looking for a way to support families with integrity and impact, you're in the right place. Secure attachment isn't just a concept for parents. It's foundational knowledge for any professional supporting families. It's built through consistent, sensitive, and responsive caregiving, and it shapes everything from stress regulation and emotional resilience to relational capacity and, yes, sleep. Jas, a graduate of the Holistic Sleep Coaching Program, exemplifies what this looks like in practice. Her approach centers on helping families understand and respond to their child's unique cues, building attuned, individualized caregiving that fosters confidence, connection, and genuine parental joy. By guiding parents to tune in to their child's sensory, emotional, and sleep needs, she empowers them to feel more competent and connected in their caregiving. In addition to this, Jas is also passionate about developing culturally competent care, particularly in the Sikh community, where she works to ensure that sleep support honours cultural values, identity, and community dynamics. This thoughtful integration of evidence-based strategies with deep cultural respect is what makes her work so impactful. Jas's work reminds us that effective sleep support isn't about imposing rigid methods. It's about tuning into the child, the family, and the context. And when we do that well, we not only improve sleep, we strengthen relationships and nurture long-term well-being. To really understand why this matters, we need to look at the biological reality of infant development and why proximity and responsiveness aren't optional extras, they're essential. Human infants are born profoundly dependent. Unlike other mammals, they cannot cling to caregivers, and they rely on proximity for neurological and physiological regulation. This closeness supports sensory and nervous system development, reduces cortisol, and improves overall health and sleep. When babies want to be held, it's not a failure of independence, it's a developmental expectation. As professionals, we need to normalize proximity-seeking behaviors and guide families to see them not as problems, but as healthy signals of connection. That's for two reasons. Firstly, this is about biology. We have literally decades of research demonstrating the importance of attachment, closeness, and responsiveness. Despite the endless calls for more evidence that responding is a good idea, the research is not hard to find. And secondly, on a practical level, we kind of don't need evidence to justify providing a sleep service that feels more acceptable to families. Let's face it, most families don't really want to leave their child to cry and are just waiting to be offered an alternative. Many sleep coaches still view sleep through a purely behavioural lens. They assume night waking is the problem, independence is the goal, and that sleep is something that can be trained. But sleep is developmental, not a skill to force or schedule. When we ignore a child's proximity-seeking behaviours, we risk missing signs of distress and undermining secure attachment. Professionals must resist oversimplified solutions and build care plans rooted in responsiveness, not resistance. Let's talk about one of the most divisive issues in infant sleep support, because around here we're not afraid of the big questions. Does sleep training, especially non-responsive approaches like controlled crying or cry it out, cause harm? It's a complex question, and the truth is, we don't know for sure. There are studies often cited to suggest that cry-based sleep training is safe, but when you examine them more closely, you find small samples, short follow-up periods, limited diversity, high dropout rates, and problematic assumptions such as using circadian cortisol as a stand-in for a stress response. Now, it's important to acknowledge that all research has limitations, but there's a difference between an acknowledged, unavoidable flaw that's accounted for in analysis and fundamental issues with sampling, measurement, or design that compromise the reliability of the findings entirely. And unfortunately, many of the studies used to support sleep training fall into the latter category. Despite this, these findings are often used with absolute certainty to reassure parents and professionals that these methods are safe. But certainty is not the same as evidence. We don't have proof of harm, but we definitely don't have proof of safety either. From a biological perspective, we do know that responsiveness shapes how a child's stress system develops. Consistent, nurturing care helps regulate cortisol, builds healthy glucocorticoid receptor activity, and supports emotional resilience. Withholding response, especially repeatedly, may disrupt that regulation, even if there are no immediate outward signs. So, where does that leave us as professionals? We believe families deserve support, but not at the expense of their child's developing stress system or attachment. And the good news is, we don't need to rely on methods with uncertain outcomes when there are so many responsive, respectful strategies that work. The holistic sleep coaching approach focuses on sleep shaping rather than sleep training, looking at everything from feeding to environment, developmental readiness to family dynamics, without ignoring a child's needs or cues. Until the research catches up, let's stay grounded in humility, curiosity, and caution. Our role isn't to deliver certainty, it's to offer safe, ethical support based on the best evidence we have today. And here's the good news. When we drop the rigid behaviorist approach, we unlock a far more powerful toolkit. The holistic sleep coaching approach is about respecting biology and developmental readiness, exploring root causes of sleep disruption, supporting the child's needs in the context of the family system. We look at nutrition, feeding, development, sensory input, bonding, mental health, play, routines, relationships, and more. Instead of fixing sleep, we ask, what's going on underneath? This multi-layered approach helps professionals guide families with compassion, nuance, and long-term effectiveness. In Western cultures, independence is often positioned as the ultimate parenting goal, especially when it comes to sleep. We see this in the emphasis on solitary sleep, long stretches of uninterrupted sleep, and the expectation that infants should self-settle from an early age. But this cultural narrative stands in stark contrast to the biological reality of human infants who are wired for proximity, co-regulation, and responsive care. Behaviours like bed sharing, contact naps, frequent night waking, and needing to be held are not problems to fix. They're protective adaptations rooted in millions of years of human evolution. As professionals, we have a duty to gently challenge these unrealistic expectations and instead validate, normalize, and reassure parents about what's developmentally appropriate. That means helping them understand that their baby's desire for closeness is not a regression or a bad habit. It's a biological expectation. But validating biology doesn't mean doing nothing. Our role is to provide guidance that is both emotionally respectful and practically effective. That's where the holistic model shines. We help families move forward with sleep strategies that honour their values and improve family functioning and rest. Supporting families in a holistic way means striking the balance between responsiveness and results. We don't ignore sleep challenges, and we don't ignore the child's needs either. So here's what that looks like in practice. We validate and reassure. We begin by acknowledging the toll of sleep deprivation. Parents need to know they're not broken and that their baby isn't broken either. We can both honour their instincts and offer solutions. We normalize connection and co-regulation. We help parents understand that their baby's need for touch, closeness, and nighttime reassurance is developmentally appropriate. Closeness supports attachment, nervous system regulation, and better emotional development. We optimize sleep biology. We support the foundations, the circadian rhythm, sleep pressure, environment, and light exposure before attempting to adjust behaviors. Biology always comes first. We explore and address underlying causes. Instead of pushing schedules or arbitrary wake windows, we look beneath the surface. Is there sensory dysregulation? Nutritional factors, feeding issues, a developmental stage, emotional tension. These are the real sleep disruptors. We tailor strategies to temperament and sensitivity. Some children need more help than others. High needs, sensitive or intense babies require unique approaches that standard methods don't accommodate. We meet the child where they are. We promote bonding, play, and relational safety. Deep connection during the day reduces stress and improves sleep at night. We guide families to build secure relationships through play, eye contact, shared joy, and responsiveness. We support the co-parenting teamwork. Rest is a family issue, not just a maternal one. We encourage collaborative care, load sharing, and emotional attunement between caregivers to reduce burnout and improve outcomes. And we offer practical, respectful tools. Instead of cry it out or abrupt detachment, we work with gradual transitions, rhythm-based routines, responsive settling, hands-on support, and sustainable strategies that meet everyone's needs. In short, we offer a robust alternative to behaviorist sleep training or wait it out, one that's grounded in respect, attunement, and scientific insight, and one that measurably improves outcomes for both children and their caregivers. If you're a professional who wants to support families with confidence, nuance, and deep respect for attachment, this is exactly what the Holistic Sleep Coaching Program was built for. Our program equips you with science-backed knowledge, practical tools, and clinical and business mentorship to serve families in a way that's ethical, sustainable, and aligned with responsive parenting. So if that sounds like the kind of practitioner you want to be, click the link below and book a free call with us. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. There's a growing community of professionals like you leading the way in compassionate, evidence-based sleep support.